that he can bring to the table. So you gotta make sure that you know all about the hero, because you never know when you will be in the same team with him or playing against him.
So true. I mean, also we have yet to see, I suppose, a team in here in the Invitational mid-season to actually pull off these Ogren hero. But before we talk more about that as well, let's take a look at the lineup of AG Global from Hong Kong. We have Quinglin, Size, and okay, I did not see everyone in there, but I do believe that we are going to be taking a look at how they have come prepared for this matchup against their fellow Honor of Kings, Hong Kong team, which is Weibo.
Yeah, I mean, Qinglin, Zeiss, Devil, Mysotis, and Snow, they have been a pretty strong team, but their opponents are even stronger, coming from the last chance qualifiers for Southeast Asia. It is Weibo Gaming. They've also gone through a heck of a run to try and make it here. Guiyu, Kongling, Gu Huai, JD, and Nono. They've had to defeat a lot of good teams on their way to the Esports World Cup. They went 4-0 in the last chance qualifiers, not dropping a single map whatsoever. They have been dominating there, but this tournament, the Esports World Cup, is a completely different beast.
Yeah, for sure. And I think now it's a matter of is it going to be the same thing? Will they be able to get that 1-0 this time up against Team AGHK? Because AG is also another strong team that we're talking about in here. We've seen them play in a dominant fashion up against several teams, even up against Brazilian teams. So I think this is like, in terms of like being confident in playing on site with an actual live audience, there is much more in terms of like the experience on the side of AGHK.
Yep, definitely. It's definitely tougher. And let's take a look at what the audience thinks. Which team will take the win. So if you are there, make sure you make a vote in stcplay.gg. Show the support to your team. And also, this creates a lot of great storylines as well, because we've seen underdog teams win. We've seen huge odds, in fact. But this game is looking pretty close here, Kaisaya.
Yeah, very, very close. I mean, it's no wonder. I mean, I think this is a fair prediction, to be honest. That's why this is actually one of our... it's a series that we're actually looking forward to see in this match, because they can actually, they could be the reason of some sort of like tiebreakers later on as we move on to day 2 of this group stage. So, but of course, this first game that they're going to be having will set up the momentum on how they can actually move forward to their other opponents. So we'll just have to find out.
Absolutely. I mean, this is as close to a 50-50 as you can get. Obviously, I'll be slightly rooting for my Malaysian brethren there from the side of Weibo Gaming. But hey, All Gamers Global, they had a great showing in the Season 2 Invitational as well. So I think, like what the audience thinks as well, this is going to be a pretty close match between both these teams.
Yeah, that's so true. And going back to the Ogran, I wonder if this is whether either of these two teams will actually show us, a successful Ogran win. I wonder, because we did see a while ago from Danny, right, on VK as a triple kill. I mean, for as long as he gets the early game, and of course, I think the backup as well at the same time, he'll be able to pull it off. But let's talk about that. That's already the past. Let's move on to our game between these two. The early ban. Some realizations in here, huh?
Yeah, maybe Arlie is a bit too much to deal with, guys. Maybe we should ban it. I mean, it's about time. I mean, it didn't take an entire tournament, the Season 2 Invitational, to show how strong that hero is. But finally taken out of the pool here from the side of Weibo Gaming, along with the Zhang Fei. Meanwhile, All Gamers Global, they do ban out the Delia and the Mai Shiranui, and Weibo Gaming is going to get their hands on the Ogren for themselves, while All Gamers Global looks like they want the long end of that shell.
We've seen the Daciao being open from a while ago, right? But not getting a priority. But this time, AGHK would want to take advantage of the global presence that this one can do. You can just go for the surprise attacks in one particular area of the map. Or maybe just call for backup if in case there are some ganks being done by Weibo Gaming in here. But at the same time, Sunbin, Lady Jen, sources of engage and disengage for both of this team. So lots of pokes here and there coming from them, but I think we need some source of sustain to add up later on for Weibo Gaming.
Yeah, plenty of team fight there for Weibo Gaming. Like you said, the Lady Zen and Sunbin, that's going to create a lot of no-go zones, to say the least, from the side of AG. So they have to watch out in their positioning, how they're moving in these fights. But, you know, All Gamers Global, they're going for a more single target here. They pick up the Mozu as the mid, it seems. Unless this Da Qiao is going towards the mid, that's going to be interesting to see, because Da Qiao is one of those heroes that are flexible. You can play him both in towards the mid or in towards the support role as well. So they do have the flexibility on both those heroes. Let's see what they decide to go for.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, even the Matsu, if you so decide. So I think that is a good mind game being given by AGHK up against Weibo Gaming. But the Mayin will show off once more in our clash lane. You know, the potential of this particular hero can definitely go for really good flanks for as long as she gets the engage or the itemization that he needs and the position in the map for surprise attack as well. And the surprise attack, again, you do have the Da Qiao, so I think this is somehow looking scary. I think maybe some space gonna be giving for that long to free hit onto the back line, if given the fact that both Matsu and Da Qiao will be able to poke out the targets to avoid those flanks coming in for long.
Yeah, that's going to be the issue here for Weibo Gaming, is to reach that backline. Like you said, a lot of frontline protecting heroes, but looks like Weibo Gaming is going to go more of a frontal approach with the Lady Sun picked up here from Weibo. They can play very fast as well when you pair that up with the Lady Zen and the Charlotte. So this is a interesting draft, to say the least, from Weibo. Not a lot of tanky heroes. They really only have the Ogren as their primary main tank, but he doesn't really like being the guy to soak out of all the damage as well, because he wants to sort of take in damage but not be the primary focus. Because if he gets stunned, if he gets chain stunned or locked, you know, by the Mozu or the Mayin, or just keep getting knocked up there by the Da Qiao, he's not gonna have a good time.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. A while ago, we were looking for that sustain coming from there. But we'll see. Maybe he could build a tanky Ogran in there. But for the meantime, Prince of Landling. Been a while for this gentleman in here, for our prince to show off onto the stage. But of course, as a Prince of Landling, you really want to go for that early. So in terms of both of our jungles in here, both of them should eye to look for early pick-offs, right? Like, because they're very early game. They will shine mostly on the early stages of the game. But if we're talking about late game, there will definitely be more advantage onto like our late game heroes like that of the Lady Sun as well as Long. So I think it will now depend on our junglers if they will be able to pull off those pick-offs.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, like you said, Prince of Landling, not the best late game hero whatsoever. He does fall off if he doesn't continue to snowball. So this is going to be a little bit of an all-in approach here from the side of on the side of Weibo All Gamers Global. Let's see if it's gonna pan out for them, because we don't see the Prince of Landling picked up much, but when he does, and if he shines, it's all gonna come in from the early game.
Yeah, that's so true. Now, let's head on to our game again. This is AGHK versus Weibo Gaming, both coming from Hong Kong. We'll have to find out who is the best among these two.
Weibo's from Malaysia, not from Hong Kong. But
right.
Yeah,
Here we go.
definitely it's gonna be an interesting matchup for sure. Guiyu taking a lot of damage already from the Mayin, but HoK is playing very aggressively in the enemy jungle, trying to get a steal on towards the Crimson Golem. Does get it, so that's gonna be a little bit of a distraction, a disruption for the Ogrens early game. Kongling's not gonna get that rip buff for himself.
Yeah, that's so true. But for the meantime, though, just like what the Matsu can do right now, just go for the pokes here and there. Just stop the Sunbin from going all in and give that speed acceleration for the Lady Sun. And it's talking about the potential in here on the laning stage for both of our farm laners. For Lady Sun, the online potential of this one, we definitely have to wait for, you know, the sometime late game, mid to late game for this particular hero, because she doesn't shine as what can the Long do actually in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, She is a much later stage hero, but a lot of teams have been building her for the mid game. So let's see what sort of tempo they want to play for. Meanwhile, Devil will be playing towards the mid with the Da Qiao. Like we've been saying, how flexible that hero is. Devil definitely has been showcasing that he can play that hero a couple of times. So meanwhile, top lane, Kong Ling in some trouble, taking a lot of damage there for the Main, whatever, almost getting a kill. But hey, Guiyu is there to pick up the pieces. Double kill going towards the way of Guiyu.
Double kill.
Seems like this is the same Charlotte kind of play we've seen from the recent series. But then again, that is good news for the Guiyu. Hopefully, will not commit any mistakes any further as we go on to the mid and to the late game. But then again, really good pick-offs that happened into that particular area of the map. But now we can see in here a potential gank that could happen on the bot lane part of the map as well. But I love how Long is actually making sure that he's not going to go overboard. But hold the thought, because in here a 2v1 clash is happening right now. Look at the damage coming from Gui. You're going to get that kill up against the Prince of Land League. This is the second time Myosotis has fallen down, and this is not looking good as a jungler.
Yeah, Guiyu definitely showing that he cannot be bullied. He shall not be bullied. 3 kills already on this Charlotte. I mean, we've seen what Charlotte does when she gets absolutely anything that she wants. And this is not going to be great there by All Gamers Global. It's already 1,500 net worth lead going there, going towards the way of Weibo. And this first Tyrant is going to set up so much with this lead that they have.
That's true. And it seems like Guiyu doesn't plan on committing any mistakes. And you can see how much of the farm is being lost onto the hands of our Prince in here. And now he has to go for that cross-map play, but can't find any jungle camps to farm for himself as well on the side of Weibo. So now I think he just have to rely on maybe finding that pick-offs, maybe try to plan something out with the Da Qiao, but it's getting even tougher right now because there's a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, that's the problem with this Prince of Landling. If he doesn't get all the farm he needs, he slowly becomes a pauper. And look at his net worth. It's really getting in towards the part where it starts to become very worrisome. Bottom lane, Qingling taking the silence from Nono, but there's no follow-up for that. Kong Ling trying to secure this Tyrant, but Myosotis is right towards the backline. This is a good engage though for the side of AG. If they can get a couple of crucial knockouts, Kong Ling is in trouble. Myosotis gets the last hit. That's going to be a crucial kill death. Liv will be able to get a kill on towards... Oh no, Liv gets... doesn't get picked off there. So that's going to be just 1 kill on towards Kong Ling. That's going to be AG's way back in this game.
Really nice use of the Eye of the Whirlpool in there, just calling off the rest of the members on the side of AG, HK. But then again, there is a potential chase. Look at this Charlotte right now, but think inside the box has been used. But then again, Qingling will fall down still, but will be shutting down Guiyu in the process. What a 1-for-1 trade. And I think this is, I mean, at least Guiyu, like, getting the chance, just so unfortunate that the rest of the members weren't able to catch up to his speed. But then again, nice way to actually shut down Guiyu. But the question is, will that be enough?
That's a great start already. And here Myosotis walking into a street. Nono in some trouble. Nono might fall for this. Snow getting a kill, getting a double. And he might be getting more as Kong Ling trying to fight back against 4 heroes. But it's not enough. Snow with a triple. And that is going to be AG coming back into this game with a menace. Oh, top lane Long trying to back off. Guiyu back in towards the fight. But Long is not easily picked off here. That's going to be Zai's being able to back off. Qingling trying to go for the Guiyu. Nice sidestep though, keeping him alive for the moment.
Nice way to actually juke out all those CCs coming from Monster as well as Da Qiao. But then again, I think also nice way for Long to actually just make use of the Infinite Basses that just save himself. You don't want to die or give more kills onto the side of Weibo in there. But here we go for this replay wherein Snow actually got his triple kill. I guess this is not the best position for you to actually clump up together. We're talking about a lot of walls in there, making it a hard time for the rest of the members of Weibo Gaming to actually find a position where to actually flank. And they're only going to be relying onto their flash and of course the roll coming from Lady Soon in there. But the rest, I mean, this is Snow just going for the power spike now as well with a triple kill.
Yeah, definitely. I think you hit the nail in the head there. That position was just set up there by Devil to just wreak havoc there. Snow has to pop his ultimate to back off there, whatever has been used. So that's going to be one skill down. Oh, Pink inside the box. So Guiyu gets knocked down. Zeiss gets the burst. And meanwhile, bottom lane Snow gets a kill towards JD as well. Things are unraveling here for the side of Weibo Gaming as they continuously get objective after objective.
Man.
2 heroes down, and they're looking for more here. Kongling and Nono trying their best to try and find Myosotis. The exclamation mark on their heads just keeps annoying them. They don't know where he is. But the Sage Golem is going to be brought down here. AG off to a fantastic mid game.
That is so true. I mean, Zeiss is also just doing a lot of damage in here. And I love what Myosotis has been doing there. Just annoying the rest of the members of Team Weibo. Is this the comeback? The tables have turned around. We can see a 3k gold lead. And Myosotis is actually proving us wrong with the Prince of Landling. Even though he's got a bad start, it seemed like the Mayin snowballing. I mean, Snow for his name, snowballing already. And at the same time, Zeiss as well going for the massive amount of damage. Seems like this is now their time to actually put more pressure. I mean, they got the Mayin, they got the Matsu to actually stop the members of Weibo Gaming to actually go onto the back line.
This 3,000 net worth lead is all they need to really start pushing the snowball, like you said. Oh, we might see a quick pick up here onto Kongling. Ogren has to back off. Zeiss down to half HP though. He has to back off with the help of the Dart Shell, and he's gonna get back to base and rejoin his team really quickly. But this Crimson Golem probably out off limits right now. Ogren's gonna be the one to pick it up. But Guiyu on towards the Charlotte has fallen off. I mean, he's just got caught up after that fantastic early game. So the Charlotte not as scary as he would be early on. But look at that, Zeiss already doing so much damage. Kongling has to back off. Oh, here comes Myosotis towards the backlines. Kongling gets bursted there. Devil getting the kill on towards the Ogren, and that's going to leave the Tyrant open for AG to pick up.
This is what we're talking about. During the draft, we're looking for a frontliner in here coming from the side of Weibo Gaming. They don't have any unless, again, the Kongling forms, builds the damage, the tank here items. But then again, they're going to be lacking some source of damage as well. But now, AG Global just now taking advantage, I suppose, with the lead that they've got right now. What I think Weibo Gaming needs to do in here is that they need to pick off a particular target. But the question is how to do that, right? I mean, Pokes coming from Quinglin in here, and Snow always almost present in the map right after he shoves a wave. So I think this is kind of tricky unless they burst down maybe Prince of Landling once he show up himself.
Yeah, they need to make some sort of play, maybe with Guiyu and JD trying to burst down, like you said, catch someone off and start to regain the advantage from there. But it's pretty tough because the Lady Sun doesn't want to run around trying to find a pickoff. She wants to continue farming. She wants to bring down these towers. And that's a rather high risk play. Huge big stun there by Qinglin. He spots out 4 heroes, and they're trying to look for a fight here. The damage from Zeiss, he has to force to pop his ultimate. The silence has come true, but it's not going to connect towards anyone. Can they get more? Another huge stun there by Qinglin, and Kongling has to back off. No HP on him. He cannot take a fight now.
Definitely not. And I think Weibo Gaming shouldn't be looking for any team fights, to be honest. Kongling is currently 0-4 at the moment. He only built out one tanky item in here to actually stop the healings coming from the side of AG Global, and that's not enough for you to be called tanky frontline. Definitely not. And at the same time, JD is not on the power spike that we're looking for right now. Not enough burst damage, but if Weibo Gaming maybe still try to prolong this one, they could try to hope for the damage coming from the Lady Soon.
Yeah, they have to drag it out as long as possible. Like you said, the Ogren is not very tanky at the moment. Only the Red Lotus Cape completed. He needs at least a couple of more items. At least the Eye of the Phoenix to come out, as well as the Succubus Cloak to help him survive against all this damage that's coming out from Devil as well as Snow. So mix of magical and physical damage is always an annoying thing to build up against. And he's gonna have to do a lot to come back because he's falling far behind Myosotis at the moment.
That's so true. I mean, talking about that magic and physical, like what do you prioritize, right? So now it's like depends on the situation. But then again, seems like they are doing that right now. Just try to prolong the fight, wait for the pickup, maybe try to get that Prince of Landling visible and lock him in. And there, however, though, again, they have to make sure that they can lock him in with the freeze coming from Lady Jen and maybe the slow coming from Nuono. But that's about that. Again, they don't have some sort of CC lock. But yeah, the specialty fight that could happen as well. No, they're gonna be backing away as they know they couldn't match up right now.
Yeah, they used Nono's ultimate already, so that's the instant back off the moment it didn't land on a couple of crucial heroes. So that's going to be All Gamers Global picking up yet another map objective that's going to help them out push out both the side lanes, and that might be the opening they need to push up towards the high ground on the side of Weibo. So Lady Sun is starting to become a problem. The criticals are starting to reach that 2000 mark where it really is going to be devastating for their opponents. But Zeiss is doing a lot of damage on his own backline. That's going to be a huge knockup. Kong Ling has to back off, taking another stun to the face. Where is everybody? Where is the engage? Looks like everybody will be more than happy to back off for now. Another huge stun there by Qinglin, really harassing them on towards the backlines. But Devil will be able to back off towards his base and recall. Nope, not going to be in time. The Whirlpool not going to be, the duration is not going to be long enough. So they are going to have to walk back to base, but Kong Ling is already pushing out towards the mid lane. At least finishing off the Vanguard, and they need to defend this bottom lane. It looks like the Eye of the Phoenix is completed, so Kong Ling is going to be a lot more tankier right now, but is it going to be enough against the burst damage that Zeiss is going to be able to bring out?
That's so true. They have to stay on the high ground for the meantime. Onto the flank coming from our Charlotte, trying to get the backline target in here. However, Leaved will not leave anymore. Quite unfortunately, flashing away. Snow will try to back away together with the rest of the teams, but the burst damage coming from Lady Sun is coming up right now, forcing the rest of the members of AG Global to back away. There goes the position in map. Hang on, no! Look at the play coming from Zeiss, killing off Gui Hai in the process, and that is one member down as well from the side of Weibo Gaming. But again, a position on to taking this overlord fight, but we can see Mayin as well trying to go for it, but then again, Prison Lane will fall down on the other end of the map. Our farm lane on the side of AG Global will fall down. Is this the time for JD?
No.
It is paying off right now, but whoever he will get the process as well, with the snow going all out right now. Backup coming from Quiggling at the same time, but then again, they're not even stopping because the HP's lifesteal in here. HP regen coming from Guiyu is just way too much to handle.
3-4-3 trade, but it looks like the Weibo Gaming definitely had the advantage throughout the entire fight, and they managed to at least close out the gap a little bit, stop the bleeding for a little bit, and this is where we start to see the Ogren becoming an issue. They didn't have the damage, Zeiss couldn't burst in town in time, and Zeiss just constantly being chased down there by the Ogren. So that is going to be a breath of fresh air from the side of Weibo Gaming, giving them a little bit of an advantage, but that's going to be quickly turned its head as Zeiss is able to bring down the Shadow Tyrant. So let's take a look at the replay of how that started out there. It was just a important engage from Guiyu on towards the backline, picking up Devil, and then another engagement here where Zeiss tried to go greedy, go towards the backlines. Maya Solis was picked up by himself, and Zeiss alone couldn't deal with the Ogren. Snow did manage to salvage the situation, getting a double kill on towards JD as well as Noah, but ultimately it was just a couple of quick kills, no real objective being picked up there by Weibo, and All Gamers Global will be able to continue to push on with their lead. But this is not the fight they want to look out for. They still have the debuffs on their head. The Primal Bonds is going to slow their engagement here. So let's see how things are going to go. Oh, Ogren taking a lot of damage. Kong Ling has to back off. Maya Solis, exclamation mark, back off, he says, as they're trying to get this Shadow Overlord and push out at least the tier 3s once again.
definitely a prolonged team fight that has happened from a while ago. And at least with them, Ogren, although less than half-life from a while ago, almost dying in front of the members of AG Global in here. At least they were able to stop that objective take onto the Shadow Overlord. Because if they do get this one, this is also going to be looking scary, because this is going to give them some buff on going for a better push on the lane. But it seems like Weibo Gaming doesn't know that as they try to secure this objective. And now I think at this point in time they have to repeat what they have done a while ago. They have to be on the high ground, just wait for that poke, and coming from JD, from the Lady Soon, and of course the setup coming from the Lady Jen as well. We can only hope for that, because without that, I mean, it's gonna be hard for Kongling as well as Gui Yu to actually go for the kill and the chase. But hold up thought, because we see a potential fight that could happen. Fortunately though, our Charlotte will be able to back away.
Gui taking so much damage there by Zeiss, but couldn't really be finished off there. Zeiss was feeling a bit scared as well. You could see he didn't really want to fully engage there. More than happy to just continuously poke with the burst damage that he does have. And with this Vanguard pushing towards the mid and the bottom lane as well. Looks like they're going to send the Shadow Vanguard towards the mid. So that's going to have to push out all three lanes. Top lanes, Vanguard is going to be dealt with. Bottom lane as well. Not a lot of members being committed on both sides as they're trying to hold on towards this high ground. Top tier 3, Half-Life, they're going to try and give the chase here. But in towards that choke point, Devil as well as Qinglin is enough to stop them from continuing the push.
That's true. And they do, take note, they do have the Shadow Vanguard in here still. Marching towards the middle lane now is going to be some sort of pressure. Are they going to go for the chase here? Will not, the paths here will not connect in here. But then again, no casualties. I think they just need to keep up on staying onto the high ground and wait for the perfect moment to actually go for a potential kill. But the tower fall down onto the top. Super minions are going to go up anytime soon. And in the mid are just some pokes here and there.
Yeah, Myosodis really just bought a lot of time for his team. He scouted 3 heroes, so he knows that nobody is going to help out Gui Yu in the top to defend it. So they rotated the Zeiss over there to finish off the tower, and that's going to give the first tier 3 tower towards the side of Zeiss as they take another fight here. Oh, welcome to King inside the box to cancel. Oh, ladies, Zen towards the backline. He's going to get nuked down there by Zeiss. Zeiss in trouble. He's going to get bursted down though by Kongli. Myosol is in trouble as well. Snow towards the backline, trying to take 1 versus 4 fight. Can he bring down more than 1? He gets 1. Can he get a 2? No. He gets resurrected there by the Sanctuary, but he's going to go for another engagement. Lady Sun's left alive though. JD doing so much damage, and he does so much for his team. 53% of his team's damage, and that is an opening right now for Weibo Gaming to try and finish off this game. Were you in a difficult position? Devil teleports back to base just in time. That was just so close for him to fall, because if he did fall, that was the end of the game for sure. Tries to sacrifice his life to do his best, but it's not going to be enough. An ace and a finish for the side of Weibo Gaming as they finish off the game with style.
They definitely did it with style. Just had to be very patient, wait for the late game, wait for the itemization, for the Ogran to come in to become even tankier as a front line, and for Lady Soon to actually hit the power spike. I love the patience that Weibo Gaming have done in that particular match. Very impressive. This is something, okay? It's 50-50, of course, but we saw how much of a struggle they had to go through that on the early up until the mid game.
Absolutely. It was just, you know, All Gamers Global, they kind of had everything they wanted. They got the kills, they've got the map control, they've got the map pressure and everything like that, but somehow, some way, it was just All Gamers Global that couldn't finish off the game, and Weibo Gaming, with their persistence and, like you said, their patience, was able to find the openings they need in the late game and finish off the game. So fantastic comeback there by Weibo Gaming, and All Gamers Global maybe kicking themselves in the foot a little bit, because that seemed like a game that they should have won, but you know, when we go towards the late game, it does slip away from them.
I mean, we were talking about Prince of Landling already onto the late game. What can he do? He usually would just be able to go for that scare factor, you know, the exclamation point, and just that. And of course, the vision as well. But if he tried to go for an engage or he tried to go in on a team fight, he can just get deleted. It's just one bullet coming from JD that is needed to take down the life of a Prince of Landling. And add to that even further, of course, this is already a tankier Kongling, a tankier Ogran in the lineup right now, able to you saw all those HP regen. This is like a massive thing to deal with. Charlotte and Ogran, my oh my, you need a lot of anti-heal items in here up against them.
Absolutely, the Eye of the Phoenix definitely keeping Ogren much tankier than he used to be without the Eye of the Phoenix. And like you said, I don't think there was a lot of anti-healing on the side of All Gamers Global. Maybe only Devil having the Venomous Staff, but that was just pretty much it. And you know, Weibo Gaming find the opening, find the fight that they need, and they take the win from there. That kind of felt a little bit stolen if you're a fan from on the side of All Gamers Global. You had to lead for what, 10 minutes of the game, but somehow you lose one fight and you lose the game. That's gonna be heartbreaking for them.
But we now found what we have been looking for, a win for the Ogren, so we are happy about it. But then again, we can see in here in our game stats, I mean, pretty equal, 12 to 13. Lots of exchanges in here. It was almost unpredictable as to what will happen, but then again, the patience came in onto the side of Weibo Gaming. I mean, JD just one hit deleting Myosotis in the process as soon as he appears in the map. So that's definitely a hard time for Prince of Landling come late game.
Absolutely. We talked about him in the draft. He's not one of those heroes that can scale towards the late game. He needs to win the game early or not win at all. And the MVP for, of course, this game between Weibo Gaming and All Gamers Global was Gui Yu on that Charlotte. The early game was fantastic for him, getting that double kill, and then he sort of fallen off in towards the mid game after getting picked off twice, but he still managed to get things done in the late game with the movement, with the targeting, and the CC he provides to his team. Definitely a well-deserved MVP in my book.
Yeah, somehow without him, I think Weibo Gaming wouldn't be able to sustain. So I think they should thank him for that. But then again, up next is going to be the match between Weibo Gaming as well as Loops, which is of course another team who got a win up against Falcons from a while ago. It's going to be an exciting one because we're going to be taking a look at two teams who have actually won against their opponents.
Yep, and both of them came back from a comeback as well. They came back from behind. So this is a story of comeback kings, and it's going to happen after this. So ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be off to a short break before we come back with Loops versus Weibo Gaming.